Morning all. So just wanted to get on and do a little bit about buying property in your personal name as a buy-to-let or an investment at this moment in time. You know, many years ago when I first started out in property, I bought all of my properties in my personal name because that was the thing to do back then. And it had its advantages. You weren't having to set up a limited company structure. It was very, very straightforward, and especially for somebody, you know, first starting out in property, it was the easiest way to do things. Then a few years down the line, once I'd built a portfolio in my 20s, and I thought, oh nice, I'm doing okay here. We had George Osborne come in, and he brought in the Section 24 tax. Now that was phased in over a period of 4 years, but by the time it was fully phased in, I started looking at my property investments and I was like, is this actually really worth holding on to some of these? Because a lot of them were actually just costing me money because I was a higher rate taxpayer. So assessed it for a while, looked at it. I didn't really want to let go of these properties because I'd worked so hard to build them up, and for me, I've not invested in a pension or anything like that. So I was thinking, this is going to be my pension pot for when I get a bit older and eventually retire. Anyway, it came to the point where it just wasn't worth keeping them on anymore. Regulation was going up slowly, and the Conservatives was doing their bit to try and kill off the small landlord. So yeah, eventually had to sell them properties. I think now more than ever as well, with the changes that Labour have brought in to the tax system and there's just a general negative sentiment that's going out towards landlords. They're really trying to squeeze down and bear down on the small landlord. Now a lot of landlords, like the majority of landlords, own 1 or 2 properties, and a lot of them are accidental landlords. So you know, they ain't got the time to be dealing with you know, all the regulation that's coming in, all the burdens that are being put on them. So a lot of these landlords are looking to get out of the market now. And so there is going to be, I think this year, there's going to be a large supply of properties coming onto the market where landlords have just had enough. They've been beaten down on for far too long. And this is exactly what the Labour government want, because large institutions such as BlackRock, Lloyds are buying up vast swathes of property, and they can deal with this kind of regulation and all the headaches that are coming in, because obviously they're massive conglomerates that can just swallow up properties, and it's all sort of going to plan really. This is all done by design. So what I would say is, if you are looking at getting into property investment, make sure you set up a limited company and use that structure to buy property in.